In the wild, survival is a constant test. Every creature must adapt or perish. And among the most remarkable survivors is a bird that thrives on what others cannot touch, the bearded vulture, known as the bone eater, while other scavengers squabble over scraps of meat. The vulture waits patiently. It doesn't seek flesh. It seeks bones, the leftovers no one else can use. What appears worthless becomes its lifeline. Inside its stomach is one of the most corrosive acids in the animal kingdom, strong enough to dissolve and digest dense bone. Where others starve, the bearded vulture grows strong, but bone is not easy prey. When a fragment is too large to swallow, the vulture carries out an extraordinary ritual. Clutching the bone in its talons, it climbs higher and higher, sometimes hundreds of meters into the sky. Riding the canyon's thermal winds, it hovers for just a moment, then releases its prize. The bone plummets, crashes against the rocks, shatters into fragments. Again and again, the bird repeats the process, until the unbreakable breaks. Other scavengers linger nearby, drawn by the sound of cracking bone, hoping to steal a taste of the exposed marrow. But none can match the vulture's skill. With a final swoop, it seizes the fragments, swallowing them whole, where its powerful stomach will finish the work. From a single bone, the bearded vulture can draw enough sustenance to last for days. In the harsh landscapes it calls home, this adaptation is more than a skill, it is survival itself. The bearded vulture has mastered a resource no other bird can claim, turning death's remains into the key to its own life. Meanwhile, in another corner of the natural world, a different story is about to unfold. High on a cliff more than 100 meters tall, the height of a 40-story building, a fragile nest clings precariously to the rock face. Inside, 5 baby swallows wait, their tiny bodies pressed together, their lives balanced on the edge of survival. For weeks, their parents have worked tirelessly, darting through the sky in search of insects, returning again and again to the nest. Each mouthful of food has kept the chicks alive, but as they grow, so does their hunger. The parents cannot keep up. The nest, once a sanctuary, has become a prison. And there is only one way forward. The fledglings must leave. By leaping into the abyss. It is one of the most dangerous rites of passage in the bird world. These young swallows have never flown before. Their wings are fragile, their flight muscles weak, their instincts still untested. A single mistake will mean death on the rocks below. Yet nature leaves them no choice. The parents know what must be done. Circling below, they call out, urging their young to jump. Their cries are both encouragement and command. In this unforgiving place, hesitation means starvation. The first chick edges forward, claws scraping the brittle rim of the nest. It trembles, torn between fear and instinct. Then, with a burst of courage, it leaps. For a heart-stopping instant, it plunges straight down. But the air lifts its feathers, slowing the fall. Clumsy, unsteady, but alive, it reaches the bottom where its mother waits. The first has made it, the second follows. It tumbles awkwardly, wings beating frantically, its body spinning in midair. Somehow, it drifts safely to the ground. 2 survivors. But the trial is far from over. The third chick leaps too late. A sudden gust throws it back toward the cliff. It strikes the wall and vanishes. The fourth attempts the same, but its wings fail to hold steady. Gravity claims it before it can recover. 2 lives are lost in an instant, only 1 chick remains. It peers over the edge, watching the ground far below. The danger is clear, but instinct cannot be denied. With a desperate cry, it leaps. Its tiny wings spread, catching the air just enough. Wobbling, twisting, but fighting all the way, the final fledgling makes it to safety. 3 survive. 2 are gone. For those that endure, this first flight is only the beginning. At the base of the cliff, their parents continue to feed them, giving them the strength to grow. Each awkward wing beat, each shaky hop, is practice for the skies above. In time, their muscles will strengthen, their instincts sharpen, and they will rise into the air as true hunters of the wind. For the fallen, the story ends here. In nature, survival is never guaranteed. The cliff test is cruel, but it ensures that only the strongest, the luckiest, and the bravest continue. In this wild world, life and death are divided by the narrowest of margins. And sometimes, the difference between the two is the courage to jump. Deep in the tropical forests of Malaysia, life begins in miniature. From a single egg case, nearly 60 orchid mantis hatchlings emerge into the world. Each is barely the size of a grain of rice, translucent, fragile, and utterly vulnerable. But danger is immediate. Their greatest threat in these first moments is each other. Hunger drives a brutal instinct. Within minutes, siblings can turn cannibal. One mistake, one hesitation, and a hatchling becomes a meal for its own kin. Those who survive this ruthless beginning must scatter quickly into the dense vegetation, where survival depends on instinct, speed, and luck, but the forest holds dangers far greater than hungry siblings. Jumping spiders, with their sharp vision and lightning reflexes, stalk the leaves. For a mantis no larger than a fingernail, even the smallest predator is a giant. When threatened, the tiny insect raises its forelegs in a dramatic boxing stance. It is a bluff, a desperate attempt to appear larger, more dangerous than it truly is. Sometimes, the deception works. Sometimes, it does not. From 60 hatchlings, only a handful will ever reach adulthood. Those that do transform into one of nature's most remarkable mimics, creatures so perfectly disguised as orchid blossoms that prey and predator alike are fooled. Yet even mastery of disguise is no guarantee. One unlucky adult mantis, after surviving countless threats, eventually falls to another mantis. In the natural world, even the hunter can become the hunted. At the dawn of life, not every creature begins at the same starting line. Some are born into relative safety. Others, like the orchid mantis, step into a world of relentless danger from the very first moment. And beyond the forests of Malaysia, on harsher landscapes, young lives face even greater trials, where every heartbeat is a struggle for survival. On the remote Galápagos Islands, another survival story begins. Here, life struggles to endure in one of the harshest environments on Earth, a barren world of black volcanic rock, battered by waves and scorched by an unforgiving sun. Few creatures thrive in this desolate landscape, but one reptile has mastered it, the marine iguana. Unlike any other lizard on the planet, the marine iguana is a vegetarian. It dives beneath the waves, grazing on algae that cling to submerged rocks. Some plunge to depths of nearly 30 meters, holding their breath for more than half an hour before resurfacing. Their bodies are adapted for this extraordinary lifestyle: flattened tails for swimming, sharp claws for clinging to slippery stone, and specialized glands that sneeze out excess salt. By feeding in the ocean and returning to land, they recycle nutrients from sea to shore, indirectly sustaining crabs, insects, and even small lizards. Yet for all these remarkable traits, the most dangerous test arrives not in adulthood, but in the first few minutes of life. Every June, hundreds of hatchlings claw their way out of sandy burrows dug inland by their mothers. Alone, vulnerable, and barely larger than a finger, they must attempt the most perilous journey of their existence, a sprint to the rocky coast, where safety lies among the adults. But the path is a deadly arena. Waiting in ambush are Galápagos racer snakes. Though their eyesight is weak, their sensitivity to movement is extraordinary. The instant a hatchling twitches, the chase explodes. Dozens of snakes surge forward, twisting across the lava fields in a storm of scales and speed. What follows is a desperate race for life, tiny iguanas darting, leaping, and dodging as serpents strike from every angle. Many are seized, swallowed whole before ever touching the sea, yet a few escape. Using explosive speed, lightning reflexes, and a will to survive, they weave through the gauntlet and reach the shoreline. Those who succeed will grow into the only lizards on Earth that forage in the ocean, enduring for decades against the odds. On Fernandina Island, every hatchling that survives is nothing short of a miracle. If you enjoyed this story from the wild, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel. More incredible tales of survival await in the episodes ahead.